I remember just constant, absolute terror. And I can't explain how intense, how strong, how all-encompassing that terror is. Unless you do this, you're going to get killed. You're going to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, good. Hammond, and tonight I am joined in the casting booth by Kongman. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing alright. I have to say it's very nice to see that Star Esports is finally back so I can once again be in the caster seat.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand. It's been a minute since you've cast, but this was the place where you got your start casting, correct?
Yes, I actually started my days back in the Paladin scene, but whenever that died, I jumped over here and Star Esports picked me up and Refuse gave me a chance, and I've loved it ever since.
That's awesome. Well, excited for our first cast together. This is going to be a good matchup, I think. We are in the losers bracket round 2 tonight, and we have Nisshoki going up against Bay State. Bay State took a tough L to Kent State in the second round, and Nisshoki lost to Shikigami out in the first round. So, yeah, both of them looking to come back, continue on in this tournament. They still have a shot of making the grand finals, but whichever one of them is takes the L today is going to be eliminated from the tournament. So both of them going to be playing hard.
Exactly. I'm going to be seeing a lot of very close fights, a lot of interesting map choices and everything. And let me go and ask you, who do you think is going to take this map set?
Well, I got to watch the Bay State versus Kent State matchup, so they're going to be my favorites. I don't know a whole lot about Nisshoki yet, so I'm excited to see what they bring. But one of the names I do recommend, Zafan. I think I've seen them in another tournament, so be curious to see how they play here as well.
Exactly, and the name RXP is kind of familiar back from whenever I used to cast. It's a name that was kind of thrown around every now and then, and I'm glad to see he's still in the competitive scene to this day.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, quick reminder, when the game gets going, we are going to have a poll open for the MVP tonight, so be sure to vote in chat. So make sure, yeah, you're paying attention. Make sure you get your favorite player's name in there, and we will tally that up, and at the end, we'll bring them in for an interview as well. So be sure to, yeah, keep your eye on who you think is the top player today.
Of course, and just so you know, you can always cheer more than once for the low cost of 5 bits each.
Ooh, I did not know that. That's a good little tidbit of information to get. Well, it looks like our players are all in the lobby now, so we're probably going to be heading into game soon. And if things stay the way they are, we're going to be going to Lijiang Tower first.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun map choice. I've always been a big fan of Lijiang, and both of these teams, I personally believe it's going to be a very close set. One of these teams is going to walk out with a 2-1 victory. I don't see a 2-0 win on this map at all.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go the distance. We're gonna get to see all 3 sub maps.
Exactly. I believe that every map is going to be a 199 victory.
Nice. Well, I'm excited for that. I would love to see that. Lijiang Tower, my favorite map in the game, actually. So I
Really?
always love I love Lijiang Tower. I'm a Wrecking Ball main, so I I'm a main tank main, for the most part, but Wrecking Ball, he's my guy. So I love getting to play around in Lijiang Tower. There's just so much fun you can have. Even in Control Center, it's Control Center is very, very much a brawl-centric map, but you can still play the ball there.
Alright, well, I can't really have much room to talk with you being a ball main. I am a Symmetra one trick for those of you who might remember me from way, way back in the day. So Lijiang Gardens is my personal favorite map because Symmetra is just so relevant on that map because you can just TP to the point and just ruin everyone's day.
Yeah, that you can. And see, that's the reason I love playing ball on that map is because I got a couple great rollouts that disrupt those TPs. The one on Gardens and the one on Night Market as well. So love to see those TPs pop up. My little hamster senses start tingling, and I go after it. But yeah, regardless, Brawl is, I think, the name of the game here in Lijiang Tower. Even outside of Control Center, it's so strong, especially on Night Market. Maybe not quite so much on Gardens, where, you know, I love to see a Pharah on that map. It's kind of a Pharah disruption comp, maybe even a double bubble. But yeah, Brawl really the name of the game in Night Market and Control Center.
Exactly. I really enjoyed, especially back during the Goats meta. Those were where the biggest brawls were. And then Gardens, Goats was just very hit or miss on that map, just in general.
yeah, Goats was very hit or miss in general. Though, I mean, that was actually when I started becoming a main tank. Was during the Goats days. That's when I learned how to play Reinhardt. So I did enjoy that, all the power and the impact you could have as a Reinhardt during that meta. But Overall, happy to see it gone. Not gonna lie. and
I, I think I'm one of the few people who actually misses goats, if we're being honest here.
Yeah, no, I know there's still a lot of tournaments that pop up every now and then that are goats tournaments, and those are a lot of fun to go watch. It does have a nice nostalgia to it. But we are in Lijiang Tower now, and we are going to be starting out on Control Center. So, yeah, like we mentioned earlier, I think Brawl is going to be the name of the game here.
Exactly, and it's going to be really interesting to see just exactly what these two teams are going to be walking out of spawn with.
Yeah, they're likely going to be looking for control over the high ground above point, kind of where those stairs are. For those of you who are familiar with the map, that's where I'm going to anticipate both these teams meeting. But it looks like both teams actually not hovering over a Brawl. They're looking at a double shield comp.
I mean, double shield has always been kind of relevant just throughout the years of Overwatch, because just one shield, new shield, and then by the time that second shield's down, your first shield's back up. And that's just how Overwatch is sometimes.
Yep, and it will be at least for a few more months until Overwatch 2 rolls around. But the gates have opened, the players have started flying out of them, sim TPs to point on both sides, and it looks like we're going to have Nisshoki get there a little bit early. Immortality Field already used by Bay State. Faded goes down early from Havoc's Doomfist. Immortality Field now used from Z Panther as well, but the picks coming in heavily in favor of Nisshoki, and that's going to be their first point.
Yeah, I do have to say, this Doomfist is causing a lot of havoc, no pun intended, but he just got a 3k just to open up this map.
Yeah, he certainly did. And looking into next fight, things are not looking a whole lot better for Bay State. They don't really have much of an ult bank to speak of. Squeak is going to have their Earth Shatter, though, most likely halfway through this fight. So I'm going to be looking for that to hit pretty hard. Engagement starts with Spice getting a pick onto Forgotten. Havoc tries to slam in, but isn't able to find any value. But it looks like Bay State's just going to opt to back out. That is until Faded goes in for a charge, takes out Spice along the way. Both amplification matrices out now and in use. Infernal pops the Gravitic Flux to deal in a lot of damage over to Squeak, who goes down shortly thereafter. Pinhead goes down very low as well. Zaffin looking a little worse for the wear now too, and Z Panther on the prowl though for Nisshoki.
Yeah, and as this fight starts to come to an end, it seems that Nisshoki is going to be bringing this one back, and looks like it's just going to be another reset for Bay State.
Yeah, that it does. What do you think about the ult banks they have coming up here, Kongman?
I mean, looking at the ult economy right now, it looks like Nisshoki's going to be winning this one. They have 4 compared to the... We'll basically give Junkrat his 3rd ult.
Yeah, that's true. He should have his fairly soon, but I'm looking at Pinhead to really be the hero in case that Rip Tower comes out, but it doesn't look like it's going to as the Shatter lands. Havoc picks up Infernal right off the bat, but Faded coming back in big with a couple of picks as well. There comes the Rip Tower now. Can it turn the favor all the way to Bay State? It looks like it's gonna happen, but without the assistance of that Rip Tower, as the last few staggers are cleaned up from Nisshoki.
I do have to say, whenever Nisshoki hit that big shatter onto Bay State, I really thought that was going to be it for Bay State for this game, but somehow they were actually able to turn it around because Nisshoki just didn't really want to commit to that fight.
Yeah, very curious right there. Next fight starting to get underway as Nisshoki is starting to push through the first choke. Looks like Bay State's just going to back him up, let him kind of reach point. Spice pops the Gravitic Flux. 4 people caught in it, but the sound barrier is there from Mikan. So, Bay State looking a lot better at the moment than Nisshoki as, oh my gosh, Spice gets caught out in a bad position and just removed immediately. Bay State picks up another fight win.
Yeah, and looking at the ult economy right now, Bay State is currently going to be winning because they're going to have both tank ultimates, and Shatter right now is just so relevant in this little area of the control center.
Yeah, it really is. You can lay them out as soon as they pop through this door, especially if you start to take down these shields. But Teleporter comes in, but it was a bait. It was a fake. Nisshoki doesn't end up taking it. Shatter comes in from Faden, and it lands. It catches 4. Havoc removed immediately. Z Panther falls Zaffin as well. And that is a quick cleanup by Bay State. And they're going to have an equal time to Nisshoki fairly soon.
Yeah, I do have to say, Bay State has really recovered from the very start of this game, and it's really good to see because I know this team is very strong, and I do believe they have a chance to win this entire set.
Yeah, that's the truth. Both teams looking very good right now. Like you said, it looks like we're headed maybe to a 99-99 here. Nisshoki trying to move out very quickly behind Pinhead's speed boost, but once again, it is Forgotten who isn't forgotten about in the kill feed, that's for sure, as he comes up with a few big picks.
Yeah, Forgotten, like you said, is definitely not being forgotten since he is currently the damage leader with almost 5.6k damage, the highest in the game at the moment.
Yeah, Bay State looking to try and push through one more time. They've only got a few seconds to get the point, and the charge comes in from Squeak, but they're removed from the fight. Somebody's on point, though, but there's only a couple members left for Nisshoki as Bay State removes Havoc and takes the first round win.
Yeah, I do have to say, I really thought Nisshoki was going to be taking Control Center with such a dominant start, but Bay State just showed up and they're like, nah, mate, this is our state. We're winning this game.
Yeah, they took that fairly handily once they got control of it, not letting up one moment. And we are going to be headed to Gardens next.
And I'm not going to lie, whenever Forgotten was rolling out on the Junkrat, I was thinking this is going to be such a weird pick going into the Doomfist. I didn't think it was going to work, but, I mean, he proved me wrong.
Yeah, he did fantastic on it, and now it looks like he's going to hover over that Echo in spawn. Got a couple different looking compositions that both teams hovering over at the moment. We got a Disruption comp coming in from Nisshoki and Dive on the side of Bay State. So excited to see how these two compositions hit each other.
Yep, and right now I'm going to probably be favoring... Nope, Nisshoki swapped off the Symmetra, never mind. I was going to be a fan favorite of them for a little bit.
But now you think Bay State has a little bit better handle on this map? Ooh.
Yeah, Bay State, if we notice, is already kind of zoning out Nisshoki, and they kind of pinched them in a small room that they really don't want to be in right now.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be up to Squeak to try and make a little room on point for them to get out of that mega room. Spice taking a lot of damage right now from that Tesla cannon of Winston. Squeak getting some damage in, but gets hacked and removed from the fight. So that Wrecking Ball having not the best day, but the members of Nisshoki have picked up a couple kills. They are in the lead, at least in the kill feed for the moment, as Abs falls as well. And they're already 70% to Coalescence. So even though it looks like Bay State's going to lose this first fight, they're going to be primed for the second one.
Yeah, Bay State already is with 2 ultimates in their bank, and Nisshoki with Brigida just falling off the map due to a Lucio boot. This is still anyone's game at the moment.
Yeah, it sure is, with one pick on each side. Engagement comes in, started out with Faded. The Transcendence used by Z-Panther, and through that, the damage is just going to be too much for Bay State, and Nisshoki going to be coming away with another fight win.
Yeah, despite being down Brigida with only a Zenyatta solo heal, Nisshoki knew how to play carefully, counter exactly everything Bay State was doing, and they just knew how to win that fight instantly.
Yeah, and looking forward into this next fight. Both teams coming off on a couple of ults, but crucially, Abs has that Coalescence, which I think could be the difference maker. This is going to be a really good chance for Bay State to try and take this point, and already Abs finds 2 kills with a Coalescence. Both supports removed from Nisshoki. Havoc gonna try to keep something going with a duplicate onto that Winston, but Spice has fallen again. And Nisshoki just looking a lot worse for the wear right now. This is going to be Bay State's fight to lose.
I wouldn't speak too soon. Well, never mind. I was going to say Havoc has a chance to win this because he got a double kill, but Forgotten just shot Havoc right out of the sky.
Yeah, that they did. Minefield and Gravitic Flux coming online now, though, for Nisshoki. They're looking a little bit better now coming into this fight, but 5 ultimates about to be online for Bay State. That's going to be almost insurmountable to push into. They won that last one just off the Coalescence.
Yeah, and we know because Moira is Moira and she just exists in the game, she gets ult almost pretty instantly. So basically we're going to be looking at a 5-4 ult system economy here.
Yeah, that we are. Minefield laid onto point. Rally committed by Pinhead. The beat in response, but the EMP comes in onto Nisshoki. This is going to be really difficult for them to try and deal through, but the self-destruct is there. It's not going to catch anybody, and this is going to go the way of Nisshoki. They're going to be able to retake the point.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate bomb coming out from Infernal there, because unfortunately there were 2 shield characters in that small room who were just able to block it, and basically the bomb had 0 effect.
Havoc coming in with a duplicate on their side. Spice has the Gravitic Flux as well. They should be in a good position to hold this. Early Gravitic Flux now trying to take Makan out of the fight. They are removed while they're still in the air. 2 picks already on the board for Nisshoki, with 90% on the board too for the capture percentage. This is looking very good for them. Bay State's gonna have to come out with some top-notch heroics here to retake this point.
Adaptive
Yep, Forgotten was able to get the touch just in time, and we're going into overtime here.
Yeah, that we are. There's a Diva on point trying to survive as long as they can, but they're getting bullied hard by members of Nisshoki. Havoc on that duplicated Winston once again, dealing a lot of damage, and the kills coming in heavily for Nisshoki. And this is going to do it. As soon as these staggers are finished off, Nisshoki's going to even up this game at 1-1.
Well, I wouldn't say it's quite over yet, because we still have a Lucio hippity-hopping around the point. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, a couple more people coming in for staggers, but there's just no way they're going to come back with this.
Yep, so after that, it's going to be a score of 1-1. We're going to be going over to City Market. And who do you think is going to be taking this map after watching these first 2 rounds?
I think Nisshoki's looking a little bit better. I think they have a slightly better hold on the 2 compositions that we just saw. So if Bay State elects to stay on this dive, I think this is going to go the way of Nisshoki. But Bay State opts to go over to the Brawl, I think it could be either of their games.
Yeah, Bay State seemed to have a much better prominence with the Brawl composition back on the Control Center rather than Dive. So if they do swap over to Brawl, then I think Bay State will easily win this game.
Yeah, and so far it doesn't look like they are going to. We're going to be headed out with the Dive, with that Sig Ball composition. Havoc staying on that Echo as well. Kabe, they got a little bit of value on that Sombra early with the Wrecking Ball, but after Squeak knew they were there, they were able to kind of kite them away and keep them from having that much of an effect. Very aggressive hold coming in from Nisshoki to start things out. Hack does come in on a Squeak, but they're able to remove themselves. But Z Panther goes down early. Infernal and Faded, though, the tanks of Bay State coming up with a couple of big picks and not even letting Bay State really get out of this. Move the rest of the members they're there. This is a 6v4 right now, so Nisshoki should have a fairly easy time with this, but this respawns are coming back in, and Bay State is able to get a couple of picks in. This is going to be their first capture.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're going to have to blame it on the commentator's curse, because I personally didn't think Bay State would be winning with this dive composition, but they're proving me wrong right now, as they're currently pushing up to the enemy spawn.
Yeah, that they are. Well, actually, no, that's their own spawn right now. Squeak was just pushing in a little deep, I think. They're gonna, oh no, you're right. That was their spawn. So they're gonna be coming back out of it now. But they've got to watch out for Forgotten's Pulse Bomb. That's the only ult on the board at the moment, but it has the potential to swing a fight very quickly.
Yeah, and as you say that, Moira just, once again being Moira, just generated her ultimates. We're gonna be seeing if they're gonna get another double kill again.
Yeah, and here comes the engage. Faded dives in. The Coalescence is used. Spice removed from the fight very quickly. Havoc goes down as well. Zaffin does find a counter pick onto the Moira with that Pulse Bomb, but it's not going to be enough to turn the tides of this fight.
Yeah, right now Bay State chilling with 4 ultimates in their bank too. Nisshoki's just echoes duplication. Looks like Bay State has a solid control over this round right now.
Yeah, they really do. That EMP is going to be brutal for Nisshoki, especially because Pinhead just swapped over, I believe, to that Lucio, and they don't have any ult charge yet for that character. So this is going to be a really hard push for Nisshoki, but it's going to be their last chance as we are entering last fight territory. Havoc comes in with the duplication. Here comes the self-destruct. Not going to catch anybody, but Faded has picked up 2 with his Primal Rage, looking a little bit better at the moment than Havoc's, and with just a couple of seconds left, one member of Nisshoki is able to touch point, but it's not going to be enough. Bay State's going to come out with 100-0 on this map.
Yeah, I must say this was a really impressive showing from Bay State in Game 1 of this match set. And if my math is correct, I believe that Forgotten was the big damage leader with over 4,000 damage in the game.
Yeah, Forgotten really came up big that game, both on the Junkrat and on the Tracer on Night Market as well. Good to watch this last shatter come in from Bay State. Faded just cleaning up on point.
Yeah, I must say that has to be one of the cleanest shatters I have seen in this entire tournament so far.
Yeah, and Z-Panther really the hero for Nisshoki. They had 5 Immortality Field deaths prevented, so good use of that Immortality Field there, but not quite enough to keep the game in their favor. So excited to see what map we are going to be coming to next. But before we go there, has anybody caught your eye as a possible MVP, Kongman?
I would definitely have to say Forgotten. I mean, clearly with how much damage he's dealing out, he's kind of the hyper carry of the team right now.
Yeah, he certainly has been. I'm gonna be excited to see what map we go to next. Now, the map pool, we do have a map pool. However, there are map bans in effect. So, the winning team can choose one map in the entire Overwatch map pool that we're using right now, and they can ban it. Then the losing team has a chance to pick whatever map they want. It can be any style they want, just not the last one that was played. So we're not going to be going back to a control point. It's either going to be assault, hybrid, or payload. And let's see here. Hanamura appears to be the map that was banned, so we will not be seeing that one today. It's no surprise to me that the assault maps are the first ones to fall.
Yeah, and as the Symmetra 1 trick, I personally love assault maps, so seeing Hanamura banned right off the bat just makes me cry a little bit inside.
I'm sorry. If you need a moment, you can take it. I'll carry the cast for a moment here. Yeah, just dry your eyes, pull yourself back together. It'll be okay, Kong Man. I promise. I promise.
All right, I think I'm good.
Open a window if you need to. Get a little cool air.
Yeah, I got a few behind me.
So, Nisshoki gonna be able to choose the map now, and since they looked good on that disruption comp, I think we might see something like Numbani or Gibraltar.
I could also honestly see them picking King's Row, because in my opinion, King's Row is one of the best maps just designed in the entire game. And I believe like 90% of the Overwatch community can agree with me on that one.
Yeah, exactly. I think I am in the minority in that it is not my favorite map. I do like King's Row, but for me, it doesn't hold a candle to Lijiang Tower. But still no map has been selected. So oh no, take that back. We are going to be going to Anubis. So we are going to get to see an assault map. How does this one feel for you for Symmetra?
Honestly, I personally love Anubis, just mainly first point, because you have that one main choke point you can easily defend, and then whenever you get to the second point, you just kind of wing it based on where the enemy goes.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see how this goes. There are some great rollouts here for Wrecking Ball to disrupt on attack. So if things stay the way they are, I'm excited to see if Squeak is going to choose to use that character, because you can take people right off that island with Wrecking Ball or a Pharah.
Yeah, and definitely the high ground right behind the main island that you were talking about on the first point. I remember way back in Goats Day, whenever I was with the Group Plus Mafia, there was a team composition we ran in Goats meta, which was just bunker with a Bastion on the high ground, because Symmetra could just put him up there. And a lot of Goats teams were like, well, we can't do anything about that because we're Goats, and you just get mowed down by a Bastion. So I would love to see someone put a bunker comp up there in this current day and age of the meta.
Is it similar to the Bastion on top of the Mondada statue in King's Row?
Oh yeah, we did that too.
That's I'm on a team right now, and that's one of our favorite strats. We love rolling out with that. Surprised a team in a tournament just this past weekend with it, and we've got a couple of subs coming in. We're gonna have actually just one. Neb is coming in for Mikan on Bay State side, so that main support role gonna be picked up by Neb now. Be interesting to see, what hero they're bringing them in for in particular on this map.
If it's just like how my old team used to be, I know that some of them just personally hated playing assault maps because just hate assault in general. So I could understand a personal vendetta against not wanting to play on those maps.
Yeah, that's fair. Could certainly be that. But we are just about to head in, and it looks like Bay State has opted to be the defense first. So Tack's gonna come out from Nisshoki, and yeah, I'm looking at Squeak, hoping to see a Wrecking Ball pick there, because I love it on this first point.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be looking at Kabe to.
Happy to see some get some airtime tonight. Reminder to everybody, if you haven't yet, you can vote for your MVP. If you think there's somebody who's already stood out amongst the crowd already, you think it should be them, go ahead and vote. And this is also, if you're just tuning in, the Overwatch All-Star Brawl 6 Losers Bracket Round 2 matchup between Bay State and Nisshoki. So both teams are ready. We are about to head in and get this action started.
Exactly, and because since we're going to be on an assault map, and I personally love assault, this is going to be a very fun match to watch.
Yeah, that it will be. Hopefully we're not headed straight to draw Anubis. that is a possibility, as always, but both of these teams look to be fairly aggressively oriented, so I imagine we're going to see point captures and hopefully no draws coming in.
Yeah, hopefully no draws, because I remember one of the first matches I ever casted for Star Esports. Anubis just happened to be picked as the map 6 choice, and they drew, so we had to go all the way to a map 7.
You went to a map 7?
Yes.
I have yet to experience the fabled map 7. I have only gone as far as a map 6 so far in my casting days. Right now we've got double bubble coming out from Bay State. I like this look on first point. You can dive that island, start to build up that nano boost that Z Panther's gonna want to get, and build up the charge for Spice on Zarya as well. So I like this look, and with Havoc as well on that Doomfist, I think we're gonna see a lot more shenanigans happening in the backline. That is, unless Neb can keep that aggression away. The Brig is going to be responsible for keeping a lot of that backline alive.
Yeah, and definitely seeing what looks like dive versus double shield. It's going to be really interesting to see what's going to go on here.
Yeah, that it will. Dive team getting ready to jump in. Lucy already moving towards the Mega. Resources getting used on the side of Bay State, and they already get a pick onto Squeak, so they're out of the fight. This is going to be a quick reset, I think, for Nisshoki.
Yeah, Bay State sitting here nice and pretty with the double shield, and Forgotten already at 20% of his ult did a lot of damage to really help kickstart this round.
Yeah, that they did. That Bob can be so useful on assault maps like this. You can use it to stall out the point so effectively. All right, Squeak looking to come in, trying to scout out a dive, goes into the low ground, looking for somebody who is possibly a little bit out of position. Anti-nade comes in, catches NEB. They're going to be putting a lot of pressure on them, the Tracer that is, but Havoc is removed from the fight, so there's not a whole lot of backup for that Tracer, a whole lot of extra damage other than what Squeak can get in on the Winston. Bay State falling back to point now.
Yeah, looking at the damage numbers right now, the Zarya on the Nisshoki side currently is having less damage than the Ana, but I'm sure that's about to change here, especially with these bubbles coming out.
Oof, but Kabe able to take Squeak out of the fight once more, so Z-Panther getting that nano online, not going to have the perfect target for it in this fight. I think this is going to be another hold from Bay State while they wait for Squeak to come back in.
Yeah, and Bay State's sitting here with almost 4 ultimates online compared to Nisshoki with only, 3 ultimates?
Yeah, not even any of them online at the moment. Zayfan just about has this Pulse Bomb, which once again could be a fight turner, but they have the Immortality Field. Nanoboost committed onto Squeak. They dive in hard. They're going to be able to proc this Primal if they're able to get enough damage, but no, they are forced out. Kabe is asleep now on that duplicated Winston. Pulse Bomb comes in, but it doesn't find anybody. But once again, Bay State coming in big with a few picks. Abs takes out Z-Panther in the back line. So an excellent shot there from the Baptiste. Forgotten finally finishes Squeak off, and that's going to be it once again for Nisshoki's push.
Yeah, Bay State currently sitting here with 5 ultimates coming online now compared to Nisshoki, which is about to have 3 whenever Doomfist generates 7% more of his ult charge.
Yeah, but I think this is still going firmly in favor of Bay State. They only needed to use that duplicate to stave off that last attack. And now I anticipate seeing an early window from Abs to try and keep the aggression at bay. That's certainly going to be coming in, especially now that Squeak has this Primal Rage online. Pinhead has the sound barrier though, so they could use that to push through the amplification matrix. Here comes the aggressive push. Primal popped. Supercharger used by Faded, and that's going to deal so much damage into Nisshoki that they just opt to back off a little bit, give a little bit of room while they wait for this Supercharger to burn out.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but Forgotten threw his Bob at Pinhead while he was using his B, which knocked him into the air, delaying it. So Pinhead literally lost his ultimate, which probably would have won them the fight.
Ooh, yeah, that without that sound barrier, it is such a powerful ultimate. That push was really kind of dead in the water. And now Spice is going to get staggered as they are just demeched as well. They might be able to make it out. No, not quite. Forgotten there with the Viper rifle to snipe off their head.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Bay State with 21 seconds left on the clock. It looks like it's going to be a full hold, but I don't want to give a commentator's curse or anything.
Yeah, but it is looking that way. Panther is the only one with an ultimate online. Zephan does have this Pulse Bomb, so that's going to have to be big. Nano committed once again to Squeak. They go to point. Spice finds NEB. So this is an opportunity for Nisshoki to start to push. Abs getting contested on the high ground by Sneak. Spice throws in the self-destruct, but it doesn't catch anybody. And now the picks are starting to come in once again for Bay State. Anti-Nate hits faded, but it's not really going to matter as they use that Fortify to keep themselves up. Zappin and Spice, though, they do get a couple picks, but with overtime ticking down, somebody has to touch from Nisshoki, and it's not going to happen. Bay State comes up with a full hold first point.
Yeah, I definitely have to say Bay State is looking a lot nicer than they were on Lijiang Tower, and this is not exactly as close as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and if excuse me, if Nisshoki doesn't come up with a full hold here, then they're going down 2-0 in this series, and their next map pick had better be solid, or else they're going to be eliminated from this tournament. This is do or die time right now for Nisshoki.
Yeah, and going back to thinking about the other possible map choices made me think, I believe that Bay State banned Hanamura just to try and, debate Nisshoki into picking a control map, thinking they personally hate playing them. But right now, Bay State is just showing their dominance.
Yeah, they certainly are. That double shield composition was really, really powerful, and Squeak just wasn't able to get in and get the value that they needed to. I think a lot of times they were falling early in fights, and when your main tank falls like that, especially on a double bubble, the whole push is just kind of lost.
Yeah, looking at these damage numbers right now, Forgotten and Kabe are currently competing for highest damage in the round with only just under 300 damage difference.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive right there. Both DPS doing a tremendous amount of work. But we are back to setting up the defense, and double shield looks to be the name of the game on defense once again. Nisshoki gonna try it, and this Orisa Diva composition coming out from Bay State.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the Widow Genji versus a McCree Echo. Who do you think is going to win this interaction?
I think the McCree and Echo have the upper hand here. That is, unless Forgotten can get a couple of big picks in here on this Widow. But with the double shields, it's going to be so hard for them to find that value. And with Zafan having that flashbang on the Cowboy as well, that's going to make it very hard for Kabe to get in and do any damage.
Yeah, I'm currently spectating Forgotten's point of view. He is landing a majority of his shots, and not even just on his shield, like on actual people. This is insane gameplay from him.
That's impressive, to say the least. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to be able to get any picks off of it. As we see Bay State starting to rotate into this mega room, they're going to give... Nisshoki's going to give them some room to move out. Kabe on that Echo trying to find something. Forgotten with the sidelines, able to pick Havoc and Panther out of the sky. That is it's gonna be a fast fight win here for Bay State, but Forgotten and Kobe removed from the fight now. The DPS are down, but is there really anybody to help stay on point for Nisshoki? Can anyone touch and try and stymie this push? No, they can't. That's gonna be it. Bay State goes up 2-0.
Yeah, definitely have to say that opening double kill from Forgotten is really just what helped them win that entire fight there.
Yeah, it was as soon as Nisshoki had to rotate to match the aggression that was coming out from that mega room that allowed Forgotten to get these angles on that Widow and just delete those players from Nisshoki, rather. Yeah, Forgotten did a fantastic job on that Widow for Bay State.
Yeah, and moving forward into what is potentially the final game, MVP votes are still open right now. Looks like we're going to be running out of time with how quickly this match is going, so make sure you get your votes in now before anything else happens. And who do you think is going to win the MVP vote at this time?
Well, Forgotten is making a phenomenal case for themselves, so they are certainly leading in my mind at the moment. But there's still time for more people to pop off and for Nisshoki to come back in this match. But we are going to throw it to a short break while we get a little water, do what we need to do over here, give our voices a rest. But stick around because we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Entering King's Row. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Hello, everybody, and we are back. We are headed to the most classic of maps you could possibly imagine, King's Row. And I'm excited to see if, we get this Bastion TP strat that we both seem to so fondly enjoy, Kongman.
I mean, it does involve a Symmetra, and as you know, I love Symmetra. Anything with Symmetra is easily the best strat in the entire game.
You heard it here. That is the word on the street. But right now, both teams showing a pretty standard brawl look. Once again, Havoc on this Doomfist, though. So, gonna be looking for that one pick potential again. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if they're a one trick.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely really showed us how to play Doomfist on Li Jing, and then we didn't really get to see it that much on Anubis, so hopefully we'll see him bringing out all the big carries here.
Ooh, but Kabe in with the first pick. A headshot onto Pinhead, taking that Pinhead right off of Lucio's body. So, Nisshoki gonna just fall back a little bit, regroup, wait for that Lucio to come back in because they are so crucial to this composition.
Yeah, especially on King's Row, where you only really have 3 good attack options here. You kind of need a Lucio for the best one.
Yeah, that you do. Maywall comes out from Kabe, tries to wall off Squeak, but they're able to back out. Immortality Field there to keep them alive as well. Nisshoki trying to push around the Mondada statue right now, but they're having a bit of a hard time doing it. Z-Panther is able to use that amplification matrix though, but it's going to be Faded who finds the pick. Squeak with a Fire Strike onto Forgotten though is going to turn things around very quickly now for Nisshoki. Squeak going down very low though. Are they going to be able to survive? No, Infernal is going to be able to take them out at the last second, and they're practically the last person standing. 2 members of Nisshoki on point. Can Infernal keep them from doing anything more? No, they're going to be demeched as well. And now, because of this tremendous spawn advantage, Nisshoki looks primed to take this first point without hardly any much trouble. Faded does come back into the last second, but they are removed, and that's just too much damage for Bay State to deal with. Nisshoki takes first point.
Yeah, and right now it just looks like it's going to be a cleanup of Bay State by Nisshoki, and there goes the last kill.
Yeah, that's going to do it for them. And now both teams with a healthy-looking ult bank. So, excited to see which one's going to come out on top in this next fight.
Yeah, Nisshoki looks like they have more of the critical ultimates in their ult pool right now over Bay State, so I think Nisshoki currently is sitting nice and pretty, and they know it.
Yeah, they're pushing up pretty far. They're already past Bookstore round 8, trying to take this corner past it that I used from Zaffin, but the Cowboy doesn't find any heads this time around. Kabe looking to drop down off this high ground, get a little damage in here, but it's Havoc who jumps in. Squeak, though, finds a 4-man shatter. High Noon comes out once again from Forgotten. They're unable to use it to get a pick, but they do find Havoc just with their normal shot. Self-destruct coming in now from Spice. Can they find anything with it? No, it doesn't look like they can. And this point still being hotly contested as Infernal is demexed still for Bay State. But Bay State looks like they may have the upper hand eventually here. They're going to be able to whittle down the rest of Nisshoki.
Yeah, Bay State really with a nice ultimate pool usage in that last fight. And it seemed like it just caught Nisshoki off guard.
Yeah, it really did. Just a couple of ults online for each team. Zabs does have this amplification matrix, so they should be able to use it to some effect. Infernal uses the self-destruct. They throw it in the back lane. They're able to find Havoc, and Bay State with a tremendous hold here, only having to use that self-destruct.
Yeah, and right now it looks like we're going to be seeing a slight Diva stagger. Nope, never mind. There comes the mech coming down from the heavens.
Yep, that's gonna nix any idea Spice had of remeching before taking another trip to spawn. Ult bank still in favor of Bay State as well.
Yeah, right now it looks like Nisshoki only has the Doomfist ultimate online compared to a Reinhardt and a McCree. Oh, and I didn't even see Baptiste as his ult.
Yeah, Ad still has that amplification matrix, and that can be just so useful to try and stave off aggression from the other team. But Zaffin finds Infernal out first. Without that Diva, this This Deadeye could be problematic. Here's the amplification matrix now from Abs, but Zaffin is able to find Kabe. This is now looking a little bit worse, but the shatter is massive from Faded. Immortality Field has to be used to keep the rest of the members of Nisshoki alive. They don't want to let this point up, though, Bay State, but they're eventually going to have to under the impressive nature of this amplification matrix from Panther.
Yeah, I do have to say it was very interesting watching Nisshoki go on that long flank to kill Infernal, and then Kabe, and then they just immediately made Bay State turn into the offensive team.
Yeah, exactly. That rotation really intelligent from them. It definitely threw Bay State off guard, but they are going to have a chance to regroup and try and hold here right before third point of King's Row. And they do have the ultimates in tow to potentially do it. Let's see if it's going to happen. Shatter comes in, catches 3 members of Bay State down, and Nisshoki is there with the cleanup, hot and heavy. They're going to be able to demech Infernal as well, and this fight is over.
Yeah, I was going to say this is one of the hardest points for the attackers to capture on King's Row, but Nisshoki just shows just how easy it really is.
Yeah, they certainly did, and they're already taking a forward and aggressive position. They have control of the high ground already with Panther up there, but they are going to decide to drop back down to the rest of their team. And now Spice caught out, and they've having to fight Infernal, Kabe, and Ab. Self-destruct, though, used from Spice. Here comes a Deadeye as well from Zaffin. Nothing going to be found for either of them. Immortality still used, though, for Bay State. Shatter isn't able to get a lot of value, but Pinhead is removed, so that one pick could be enough. And now they come in for Bay State in droves as Kabe finds a huge Death Blossom.
Yeah, it seems like Kabe realized that Forgotten is the one getting all the hype, and he decided, nah man, this is my time to shine.
Yeah, he certainly did. And definitely took that moment from Forgotten. But Forgotten has this Deadeye coming up now, and their defense is looking pretty strong. They have this amplification matrix again, but it's going to be Panther who uses theirs first, and the Fire Strike takes out Ab, so no amplification matrix or big heals at all for Bay State. This is going to be a problem for them as we see the kill starting to come in. Infernal goes for a self-destruct. Kabe does find a counterpick onto Zaffin, so this isn't over yet. Just a one, make that a 2-player difference now that Havoc has picked up Kabe as well. Bay State, though, doing a fantastic job of holding on to this defense, trying to wait for the reinforcements to come in, but they're just not going to get there in time. And, oh, this is looking so bad for Infernal. Shatter comes in as well, and Squeak able to take them out of the fight. But Faded comes back in big with a pick onto Havoc. This defense isn't over yet for Bay State.
Yeah, and I definitely have to say that Faded is currently dominating the main tank position over Squeak at the moment, because after that shatter, he just held his shield and knew not to be aggressive and just protect his team.
Yeah, they did an excellent job right there. But now the kills once again coming in for Bay State. Forgotten able to take Squeak out of the fight. Without a main tank, Bay State could be able to push very hard now against the remaining members of Nisshoki.
Yeah, looking at the ultimate pool, Nisshoki looks like they're going to be winning the ultimate pool at the moment, but Bay State, they're coming up right behind them.
Yeah, they certainly are. Crucially, Makan has this sound barrier, and that could really help them survive this Deadeye, this Meteor Strike, almost anything that comes their way. Infernal does get remech'd now, so they're going to be back up to full strength. Here comes the self-destruct, but it's going to be a little bit wide. High Noon right after it from Zaffin, but it's unable to get anything. And in fact, Kabe comes up with a kill. Makan uses that sound barrier to allow Bay State to push even harder, and that is exactly what they're doing. Zaffin falling at the last moment there, and with 17 seconds left, Nisshoki has to do something. They're going to have to swap to some speedy characters to try and get back to point.
Yeah, Nisshoki currently only has the Babolt on the field, but we're going to see Kabe dropping it, killing Pinhead. I think that's going to eliminate any chance they had of touching this point.
Ooh, but Spice was able to get there at the last moment. Shatter comes in from Faded. The solo Shatter onto Spice. It makes sense. Nobody else around. Just nicks that right where it is. And that is going to be as far as Nisshoki gets. But they did make it a significant way into third point.
Yeah, and I definitely have to say, during that last fight with all those ultimates just being flung around, Bay State was able to stay calm, collected, and I believe that's why they won the final fight.
Yeah, you're right. They really did. That last push from Nisshoki was so staggered, or not staggered, but scattered, that they really didn't have a clear goal in mind, at least from my point of view. And the fight just crumbled from their perspective, I think, because of it. But they're going to be able to set up now on defense and try and keep Bay State from winning it all here. Nisshoki, this is do or die time. The stakes could not be higher right now. If they lose this match, they go home. They do not continue on through the tournament. They want to go back to those. They want to go to those grand finals. They want to make it back to the winners bracket. But first, they have to get through Bay State, and Bay State has to get through them to get their win as well.
Yeah, definitely looking at these damage numbers at the moment. Bay State just obliterating the opposition at the moment. I believe Bay State is going to be walking away with this one in a nice little 3-0 victory.
Yeah, so far it is looking that way. Nisshoki, though, we have seen crazier things happen. We have seen reverse sweeps come in. So this is not over yet. They're going to do their best to keep this point held against this so far very dominant looking Bay State.
Yeah, and as we look at the DPS lineups, once again, it's going to be Forgotten coming out with the Widow again. I'm ready to see if he can get another double kill to really open up this match.
Yeah, I'm gonna be I wouldn't be surprised to see them get something major. They do swap over to the Cowboy though. They just looking for a couple of early headshots, didn't find anything. And falls to Havoc, and this is going to be a lost fight for Bay State.
Yeah, I did notice that Kabe swapped off the Genji to the Sombra, and I must say, I haven't seen a Sombra in quite a while, so this is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it certainly will be. I imagine they're going to be looking to hack that shield, or maybe hack Havoc when they decide to dive in on that Doomfist, because Havoc has been getting a tremendous amount of value on it.
Yeah, and as we see right now, Havoc is currently doing the best he can to spy check the Sombra.
Yeah, Kabe on the high ground right now in plain view, so they're not trying to be too sneaky yet. Faded takes out Squeak. Without that main tank, there's not going to be much keeping back Bay State's aggression as so many members of Nisshoki fall. That's going to be another quick point cap on first.
Yeah, Bay State, anytime they hear McCree say those famous words of it's high noon, they just know, no, it's not. It is nowhere close to high noon at this current time.
Yeah, exactly. This point eventually going to go over to Bay State. They have already started moving up into the streets of Kings Row. They're going to start holding around this bookstore just like Nisshoki did, but Nisshoki coming in fast now. They want to push in, try and find a pick while Bay State is still a little bit split apart, but they're not quite able to do that, and I like this aggression from Nisshoki. They have taken a tremendous amount of space while this card is just now getting started.
Yeah, Nisshoki's finally starting to pick up on it, just how aggressive Bay State likes to play, and they realize that if they want any chance to reverse sweep this match, they need to match that.
That they do, and they match with an amplification matrix, but the beat comes in from Mikan. Here comes the Deadeye. Shatter lands, finds Squeak, and with so many ults being committed from Nisshoki, it is not going their way.
Yeah, Bay State is just really just showing how much they know about this game and how it doesn't matter how many ults you throw at them, they're always going to stay calm and collected.
Yeah, they did have to use a few of their own that time. I think 4 committed from Bay State, so maybe a little bit of an overcommit from them. But Nisshoki, yeah, they used 2 and lost, so they can't be feeling good about that. But they are going to be coming up on 4 for this next fight. But Bay State already has it to this last point. This is their last moment to contest. Self-destruct comes in, and it's going to find Zaffin in the backline. Shatter, though, catches 2. Both DPS are gone now for Bay State, and Havoc now free to just delete as whoever they want to on that Doomfist. And the cart is going to stop here, at least for the moment.
Yeah, the last few members of Bay State being cleaned up here. Nisshoki has to be feeling a lot more confidence after winning that fight.
Yeah, they certainly do, and especially after those exit picks too. Mikan going down so late, it's going to be problematic. They're all going to have to wait on that Lucio to come back.
Yeah, that's a nice good way to wait out about 6 seconds of the clock, but Bay State still has just over 3 minutes to push it not that far.
That's true, they do, but they're going into a pretty healthy ult bank for Nisshoki. They've got this self-destruct, which they launch out. It's not going to find anybody, but Zaffin is able to find Mikan once again, and Havoc follows it up with a pick onto Kabe. Deadeye used from Zaffin doesn't find anything, but the kill's still going the way of Nisshoki. They're going to be able to hold again.
Yeah, I believe right now Bay State is just currently trying to farm ultimates while baiting anything out from Nisshoki, but Nisshoki currently sitting on 2 support ults. It looks like they're ready for just about anything.
Yeah, it certainly does, and Havoc crucially has that get out of jail free card, also known as a Doom Ultimate, that seismic, or no, not the seismic slam, but the meteor strike really can be used offensively or as a defensive thing to help yourself survive maybe an engagement that has gone awry. But now we see Nisshoki pushing up pretty far. They want to get this cart back further, and a shatter comes in from Squeak. It catches 4. Soundberry used as well from Pinhead as the shatter comes in from Faded. This time around, Faded stunned though by that flashbang from Zaffin, but the kill starting to come in now, and they're coming in for Nisshoki. But they stay pushing fast, pushing hard. Zaffin uses that Deadeye and is able to pick Abs out too. So this defense is looking pretty good so far from Nisshoki. They may be able to start coming back in this series, but a couple of picks now coming in for Bay State. Squeak and Zaffin backing up. Are they going to be able to survive the self-destruct? They are, but that shield has just got to be almost down or down completely for Squeak, which means this card is going to inch back up towards completion of Streets phase.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams have just returned, and we're going to be seeing the high noon and a big shatter. Oh, no!
Whoa! Forgotten with the 4K Deadeye. That cowboy is on fire right now. Nabs, Abs giving him a little credit in chat as well. Gotta love it when you see popping off like that happen. Now, 2.5 minutes for Bay State to try and reach this golden box of victory to keep their tournament hopes alive. Nisshoki is trying to stop them in their tracks though right here. Death Blossom comes in and catches 2 members. And with a cart so close to completion, this is very bad for Nisshoki. They're falling apart at the last moment. 2 minutes to just get it a little bit further. There's gonna be one more contest coming out from Nisshoki, and they have to make it good.
Yeah, and as Bay State is prepping for this very last fight, I want to remind you all to prep yourselves for the MVP nominations, because this match looks like it's about to come to an end very, very soon.
Yes, that it does, unless Nisshoki pulls out some brilliance right here. Self-destruct coming in, doesn't catch anybody, but crucially, Squeak has taken Kabe out of the fight. So it is 5v6 in favor of Nisshoki, and with the spawn advantage as well. This is looking very good for them as Havoc is able to take Faded out of the fight. They are going to hold on to this defense, and their chances to stay in this tournament stay alive for a moment longer.
Yeah, Bay State realized that without the Reinhardt, with the just relevance of that shield, they could not win that fight, so they just back out, and they know that they still have 1:30 left on the clock.
Yeah, that they do. Plenty of time to still make something happen, especially with Forgotten clutching this Deadeye as well. Amplification Matrix comes in, but there's the High Noon as well. Soundberry used by Makan to allow Bay State to go even more aggressive. The Shatter comes in, knocks Infernal down on the ground, but it's Forgotten who gets picked first. Self-destruct committed now. Is it going to be able to find anybody? There's picks on either side, but the card's getting moved very, very close. High Noon comes in from Zaffin, and it takes out Makan, but Infernal finds Zaffin as well. Picks going back and forth, right and left, but at the end of the day, it is coming up a little bit better for Bay State as Panther is removed from the fight. It's just now Pinhead on this Lucio and the Reinhardt on point, but Forgotten is out of, Forgotten on point with that Tracer trying to deal some damage in, but Bay State gonna back off at the last moment. They don't have any ults going into this last fight.
It looks like neither team has that many ults getting prepared for this, and we are going to see Zaffin swapping over to the Hanzo for these last 30 seconds. Maybe we can see a Dragon come out.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Spice is going to get this self-destruct online. The Shatter, though, from Faded is massive. They're going to be able to lay down several members. Can anyone even touch? No, they're not going to do it. And Bay State coming up with a 3-0 win.
Yeah, Bay State getting that victory with a very unfortunate C9 coming out of Nisshoki. I do have to say this match was a lot more one-sided than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was a little bit. You know, the first map looked a lot closer, but once Bay State kind of got into these payload-centric maps, things went so much smoother for them. Well, I mean, they even did well on the assault map as well. So, you know, just outside of that control point, looking very, very dominant over Nisshoki, and so sorry to see you go, Nisshoki. Congratulations on a nice run through the tournament, but this is going to be where it ends, and congratulations to Bay State for getting to continue on. They are going to be facing somebody else in losers bracket 3. It's we don't know who yet, but we will by the end of this week. And remember, get those MVP votes in now. We are going to be doing an interview shortly with your MVP, so excited to bring someone in and from Bay State and see what they think.
Yeah, and with Bay State taking that 3-0, like you said, they are going to be moving on in the bracket. They're going to be going up against the winner of the losers 6 match, which is either the UCSC Slugs or Drippin' Heat.
Yeah, so be curious to see which one of them comes out on top, which one of them's going to be facing off against Bay State, who are starting their tear through the lower bracket, perhaps. So, congratulations to them once again, and excited to see who's going to come in with the MVP vote. I'm looking over at chat at the moment, don't see any indications as to who's winning yet, but I am also not that of a big of an expert on Twitch either, so.
Yeah, I'm taking a quick look. It looks like a lot of people are praising Infernal. We have a couple for Kabe. Someone praising the casters. I mean, sorry, we can't be the MVPs, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, we very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love to see that kind of love coming in. All right. Well, Bay State looks like we've lost maybe one of the members, but hopefully the rest of them will still be around for the interview. Once again, nice work, Nisshoki. Excellent play, but just wasn't in the cards for you this time around.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate for Nisshoki. Hopefully we will be seeing them make a return in the next Star Esports tournament.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hope to see them back here. Now, if you've enjoyed this cast, if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, be sure to hit the Overwatch All-Star Brawl Star Esports with a follow or a subscribe down below. Throw some bits, throw us anything you want. We love it. We really appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed the casting from us here tonight, be sure to follow myself or Kongman on Twitter. We love getting those followers, and I'm getting close to 1,000 now, so I'm only 50 away, looking to punch above those quad digits. So would love any follows that you have. We're going to be bringing in, though, our MVP, who I believe has just been crowned. Do you want to announce who we have coming in?
Yes, and it turns out that the MVP of this match between Bay State and Nisshoki is going to be none other than Pinhead on Nisshoki's side.
Yeah, so congratulations, Pinhead. Didn't come out with the dub tonight in the matchup, but you come up with the player of the game, you come up with the MVP, and welcome, Pinhead, to the chat. You can go ahead and unmute yourself and say hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Pinhead? Congratulations on the MVP vote. Sounds like you've got a lot of fans in chat. And my condolences. I am sorry that you weren't able to come out though with the win in the matchup tonight.
It's okay. I'm still the GOAT. It's okay if I lose because I know I'm the best player in the game, so it's okay.
There you go. You love to hear that kind of confidence. Well, I wanted to know if you had any kind of special preparation that you did coming off of your loss to Shikigami and knowing you were going to be facing Bay State tonight.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The story went a little something like I get home from school and I get a message saying that I need to play. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect to play today. So, I mean, there really were none preparations, but I mean, it's alright. That's probably why maybe we took the L because I didn't know what was going on. But
yeah,
it's all
you
right.
know, there is that phrase, failure to prepare is preparing to fail. But that's all I'll say about that. Good luck to you in your next matchup. But congratulations, because I mean, you were the MVP coming in for your team, I guess. At the last minute, filling in. Were you filling in tonight, or was it just that nobody knew the game was coming on?
I was feeling. Apparently, their other support was like not responding or something. So like, Pinhead,
Oh,
come.
no.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I need to get home
then
first.
kudos to you for filling in at the last minute. I'm gonna turn it over to Kongman now for some questions.
Yeah, I definitely have to say, with you saying that was a very last second thing you had to do, you really performed out there, and it was really amazing.
Thank you.
No problem, man. And how does it feel like, unfortunately, being knocked out of the tournament? How do you feel moving forward with the esports career that you currently have?
I'm never gonna stop. People always putting me down, like trash talking my name. Look, I may not be the best right now, but I know one day, like everyone, I'm just gonna pass up everyone until I am the best. So that's what's gonna happen.
Love
That's
to
what I
hear
love
it.
to
Love to
hear.
hear it. Anything else from you, Kongman?
No, that was about all I had. You also asked a lot of the questions I had.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I tend to be a blabbermouth. Well, before we close things out, do you have any shout-outs that you want to give, Pinhead?
I want to give a shout out to my wonderful boyfriend Alejandro. I love you. Akiv, you're the GOAT. PDK, another GOAT. Falcon. Hi. Follow Pinhead Vivo on Twitter. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you in for the interview. Good luck to you in your next endeavors, and good luck as well to Shikigami in their, or sorry, not Shikigami, but Nisshoki in their future. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Do you have any final words for the people out there, Kongman?
I do not. All I have to say is make sure you like, subscribe, and do everything you can with this video. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, make sure you share it with your friends. Let everyone else know that Star Esports is back after being gone for, what it was, just over a year.
Oh wow, that's fantastic! I had no idea that there was that much of a gap in between. Well, yes, absolutely. Like, follow, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Thank you for tuning in. There's going to be another game coming up right after this, so don't go anywhere. But for us, it is our time to bow out. So, GG's and see you next time.
GG's.